All right,
We're on?
we're on, and I can trim this out.
Okay.
So,
Hello.
hi. So, we thought we would start from the beginning, with how we met, and because we're gonna go through like relationship stuff, and so yeah, you want to talk about how we met?
On Plenty of Fish. First of all, I have kind of a bad memory, bad like recall. So sometimes Santana's going to have to help me. I know it was Plenty of Fish. You sent me the message first.
Yeah, you said that I was the sexiest person you ever saw.
Oh, okay.
That's the cool thing about a bad memory.
Yeah.
Right? Is like I get to make sure that. No, I'm only kidding. I've been on Plenty of Fish for a long time, and I saw you on there multiple times, and I thought you were very cute, and I liked your profile, but I did not message you for a while.
Right. And I saw yours. I had only turned Plenty of Fish back on for a couple months, but I had seen your profile several times, and each time I just thought, no, she wouldn't like me anyway, so.
Why wouldn't I like you?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember why.
Well, I didn't think she would like me because Hope has tattoos and she's really hippie-ish and all about the herbs and just kind of cool. And I'm
She thinks I'm cool.
very not cool, kind of square. I don't even have a tattoo. I have no jewelry, no piercings. Like
No.
nada. So yeah, I didn't think that she would think I was cute. But I had decided that I was gonna start sending messages to people I thought were attractive. I was feeling myself, and I sent you a message.
Yes, you did. And I remember liking it. I don't remember all the words that she said. That part, it's hard for me.
It was very cool.
I imagine that it was because you're a good writer. Yeah. I remember liking it because she very obviously paid attention to what I put in my profile and brought those back into her comments to me. And she was funny.
Yeah. So she responded back, and we were texting, and we got off of the app pretty quick.
Did we?
Yeah, because the app sucks for texting and stuff. So we started texting, and then we talked on the phone
How fast did we talk on the phone?
that same week.
Was it just like a few days?
Yeah, I think it was just a few days.
Okay.
We ended up talking, and you were very open about the fact that you're poly.
Yeah, I had come out of a relationship where even though I told the person that I was poly, the situation didn't work itself out where I felt like I could safely or comfortably live as a poly person. So I monogamized myself. I just made that up.
Monogamized?
I monogamized myself. And so when I got out of that relationship, I decided to be very upfront and bold and take no compromise when it came to that part of me ever again.
And she was very upfront about that. So in hearing her say those things, I really respected the honesty and the truth that you were keeping to yourself. You know, like to what you needed and all of that.
Yeah, being true to myself, yeah.
And I was honest with you that I've only ever been monogamous. And so that was like a scary thing for me because I really liked you, but I was worried because you were poly and I was monogamous, and I didn't have experience with polyamory, so I really thought that polyamory meant not ever being serious and just sleeping around.
Like swingers or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, even less than swingers, because swingers usually have a relationship and then
I see.
they swap. I thought it was kind of just like what I was doing while I was openly dating.
Okay.
So that's the way I saw it.
Just having a lot of random sex.
Yes, that's what I thought. It
No
was.
intimacy, no love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then we kept talking, and I thought, well, this would just be something fun, because obviously it couldn't get serious with you because you're poly and I'm monogamous.
Little did she know everything gets serious with me. Go ahead.
Okay, she might be right. She draws you in, and then it's just like, she has me gated in right now.
It's true, but that's to keep the dogs out, not to keep her in.
That's what she says.
I also use this to keep the dogs out.
And to keep me in line. She's already threatened me with it. Yeah. So, I kept talking to her though because she was just so cool, and I really loved talking to her. And we talked for hours every night, hours and hours. Like, we were totally not being good adults because we were staying up way too late talking to each other.
2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, well, then I better learn about this poly thing. And Hope told me about the book.
Oh, The Ethical Slut.
And I found a copy of it, and we started going through it together.
That was fun.
Yeah, I like that.
I'd never done that with anybody before.
So I was listening to it, she was listening to it, and then we would talk that day, and I would say, hey, this chapter, like, I have a question about this.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a question about that, and we would just talk about it.
She would give me scenarios like, you know, if this happened, you know, if we're talking about jealousy and you were going to go on a date with someone else and I was feeling insecure, how would we deal with that? What does that look like? And so we talked about stuff like that.
Yeah, we talked a lot. We talked more than I talked in some of my, like, years-long relationships. Because I wasn't just a monogamous, I was like a long-term monogamous.
Oh yeah, that's important.
Yeah, I had a 16-year marriage, and then I had directly afterwards, like only 2 months in between, a 6-year relationship. And yeah, so it was all completely new to me.
Yeah.
So one of my main questions I kept asking was, but how does having a long-term partner work into it? Because remember,
Well, that's right.
And I kept asking that, and sometimes you're like, you keep asking this.
Why did I have to keep explaining it? Like, I don't remember that part.
You were like, because to you, you were like, well, why couldn't I?
Okay.
Like, why can't you have a long-term relationship? And to me, I was thinking, well, if you're poly, then someone better will come along all the time. So how could you have a long-term relationship? That's what I was thinking.
Okay, yeah. And that's really important to understand the difference. That's not... I mean, everybody in a poly relationship gets to create how they want it to look. And I suppose if someone wants to be poly and they don't want to have any intimate, deeply intimate, serious relationships, they can set their life up to be that way, but it's communicated. That's kind of the point, you know, and one of the aspects of being poly is talking about it. So it's not like a surprise when the person that you're sleeping with is sleeping with 10 other people, because you know, and you've approved to be in a relationship like that. But the kind that I've always wanted was a strong, intimate relationship with 1 or 2 people. I always imagined it to be like 1 or 2 people. I don't know why. But how do you know what it's going to be until you get into it? Like, I might find that I'm overwhelmed by having a second deeply intimate partner. Maybe I just need to have fun partners that are on the side, or friends with benefits, or whatever. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I made it clear that I do want a long-term, serious, committed, intimate relationship. Yeah. And I think that helped.
It did. That did help a lot. It also helped that I figured out through reading the book and through talking to Hope that I was pretty slutty myself.
Yes. Yes. I was confused because when I was hearing her stories, I was like, wait, you are an ethical slut. Well, you're a slut. Let's work on the ethical part. But
because I am fully, you know, I like sex and I like meeting new people and stuff. And so when I'm single, I date a lot and I might sleep around quite a bit. But when I was monogamous, I was monogamous. In relationships, I never cheated. I've never cheated in a relationship. So I guess that was the heartbreaking point for me.
Mm-hmm.
Was Yeah, I was a slut, but only when I was single.
Right. And being able to combine the two is a whole new area.
Yeah. And so in talking, Hope brought up, when I was single, I realized I was kind of unethical about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I learned a lot about that, because here I am talking with someone I'm interested in that's poly, and I'm questioning myself whether or not I can trust them because they're poly. But I'm reading this book and I'm realizing that the way I conduct myself when I'm single was kind of questionable. And so who should really be the person you worry about? Yeah.
So she found that I seem to be more trustworthy with my honesty and openness, I guess.
Yeah,
Right?
I like honesty and openness. I love the communication. And so we decided we would kind of see where things go.
Right.
We kept talking.
And wasn't it by the next weekend that we had arranged to see each other?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we were supposed to see each other. We had a date on a Saturday, and conversation happened, and there's origami, and I freaking love origami, and so
A friend of mine needed help making origami for her wedding, and Santana offered to join in the
Yeah.
Friday before the Saturday we were supposed to meet, the day before.
that was a little scary, because the first time I'm meeting her physically, it's at her good friend's house, and her daughter's there, and there's all these people there, and I was really nervous, so I just made a lot of jokes.
Yeah, and we had talked a lot about sex, right?
Yes, we talked about
So
that
on
quite
the
a lot.
phone before we actually met, we sex talked. What do you call that? Like,
Yeah, you told me, you're like, oh, you'll spend the weekend. Which was something I really liked.
okay,
It wasn't this big, tease or anything like that. I love how you're straightforward
I am very straightforward Truth.
about things.
right.
And,
I
yeah,
like
love
I
that.
like doing that because if I know that I'm attracted to someone, I can just say, yeah, I want to fuck you, and it looks like all systems are go
Yeah.
for the whole weekend, unless you
lit.
do something really fucked up. Unless you do something really bad.
Well, you said the F-bomb
I did.
before that one.
I did. I always say that. I am so sorry, YouTube people. I hope it doesn't get taken down.
We're gonna see.
I know.
Right. Alright, so, what are we up to? Oh, you asked me a question once. You're like, well, you're monogamous. How do you, why would you date a polyamorous person? Remember you asked me that?
Yeah.
And I answered that I'm trying to keep an open mind, and I just really like you, and I want to see how things progress. But that I wasn't committing to being poly or anything like that. I just
True.
wanted to give it a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember what I asked you?
No, of course I don't remember.
I turned it around on you, and I said, you as a poly person are now looking to date a monogamous person, and you've dated 2 monogamous people in a row. So why would you want to do that?
I don't remember what I said to you.
I don't remember either, but we still fucked that weekend.
You said it now. That's a good question, though. Why would a polyamorous person want to date and sleep with someone who's only been monogamous? I mean, I don't know what I said then. It was probably awesome.
It was
But-
something to the effect of you were looking for someone who could have a deeper commitment, and that sometimes that was hard to find.
I don't remember, but I do want a deeper commitment. I know sometimes in the poly world, especially for me, it's been like couples want to date me, heterosexual couples, and so maybe I haven't had very much luck
Yeah.
seeking someone that I feel connected to in the poly world. Also, I was really attracted to you because of the way you play with words, and you're funny and very open sexually talking about stuff. So I don't like people that hold back and seem to have a shroud of shame around their sex, and you didn't have that. So that made me eager to get to know you.
I like that too about
Yeah.
Hope,
Yeah.
because being out in the dating world for about a year and a half before I met you. I dated, and that was the first time I've been in the dating pool for years and years and years. There's just so many games and so many dances, and I was really sick of it.
Yeah.
So I was really happy to meet someone who was honest and open. And that was really why I decided to give the whole poly thing a try.
Nice.
I don't think I would have tried it if I hadn't met you.
Okay.
But it's because in order for me to try being poly, it would have to be with someone like you, and it's very hard to find people who are as open and communicate as much, because that's absolutely what I would need to feel comfortable.
Right. Yeah.
So, which is kind of funny because a lot of my friends, because they're all monogamous, they're like, well, how are you doing? It's like, don't you get jealous? All of these things. And I'm like, I trust Hope more than I trust almost any other person I've been in a relationship with, because I trust her to tell me tell me everything.
Yeah.
And also I trust you to, after you tell me the thing, to stay and work it out with me. And that is really more important than just body parts.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah.
So back on track.
Mm-hmm.
Then you came to my house after origami evening.
Yeah.
And how did you feel? Did you think that I liked you?
No, I didn't. I didn't think she liked me at all. Like, you know, like when you're getting ready for that first date and stuff, well, I parked the car and I thought in my mind, okay, I've got to walk up to the door to get mentally prepared for this. So I get out of the car and I turn around and I'm about to, like, you know, adjust my hair. And I see you standing right there. Right there.
I'm all like a little excited bunny rabbit. Hi, you're here. Hi, come on in.
And I was like, kind of holding it on the inside. And we go inside and you sat across from me.
Mm-hmm.
I talked more with your friends than you.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to read you at all, you know?
Oh, that's good, because usually I'm easy to read.
And I really didn't think you were interested. Like, and so when the night came to a close at her friend's house, I thought that maybe you would say, oh yeah, you know, maybe we'd be better as friends, or maybe, you know, we could watch Netflix, but, you know, I'm not feeling it. I thought you were going to say something like that.
But what happened?
We did a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've been doing a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 months now.
Yeah, we've been dating for over 3 months now.
That's right. It's over 3 months.
Yeah. And yeah. So this is supposed to be a video on how we met and the differences between us when we met.
Mm-hmm.
And so it paves the way for us to talk about the things we come in contact with, that me and you go through.
Yes.
Together.
Yeah. I want to share one other thing that's different about us.
Okay.
Like your background and education and the way you look at the world is different from mine in a few ways. So let's talk about that just for a little bit.
Okay.
Because I think it's interesting and it participates in how we function together. Tell about yourself.
So, I consider myself more scientific minded. I have a bachelor's of science in biology. I'm very logical. So yeah, I'm a dork too, like complete nerd, sci-fi, all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like to write, but yeah, I'm very logically scientific minded based.
Yeah, and you're also very close with your family.
Yes,
and
I'm very close to my family.
You have
shout out to my family if you're watching this, and maybe you shouldn't.
You also have a very positive relationship with much of your blood family.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yes, my mom and my grandma and my pops, like really my whole family. I love them, even the strange ones. Everyone has a place, and it's on our ranch, it seems. But I love them all. Like, my mom is very, very important to me.
Yeah.
I have a very good relationship with her, even when I wasn't living on the ranch with them. Like, I didn't talk as much. Like, I've always felt love from my parents, and I've always reciprocated that.
Yeah, and so I have spent most of my life struggling through mental illness, PTSD, and dissociative identity disorder due to severe abuse from my blood family and married into family. So I don't have a close relationship with many of my family members. I have 7 siblings. I'm the oldest of 8. And I love every single one of my siblings, and I hold no animosity or anger toward any of them. I miss them a lot, but unfortunately, I don't get to spend a lot of time with them because many of their family members that never did them any harm did me harm. And so there's that boundary that I have to keep. And so that is a huge difference. I don't really understand family dynamics. I don't understand holidays. I don't get along with that stuff. So anyway, I spent most of my life trying to work through, get to know myself, and heal through and function in life having PTSD and DID. And in doing so, I put myself through college, and I got my degree in psychology and sociology. And I did that for myself, mostly. I did it so that I could heal myself because I've been on Medi-Cal and welfare, and the doctors they give you when you're in those programs don't care about actually helping you. They just put you on Prozac and other drugs, which both of those conditions don't require any medications. I think they might have come up with some for PTSD now, but anyway, I didn't need to be numbed on lithium at 20 years old. I needed a damn counselor. I almost said way worse cuss words. So putting myself through college and learning psychology really helped me help myself and balance my issues out so that I could have functioning relationships and healthy relationships with my children and my children's father and partners that I were to meet. So I kind of into herbs, and I live more on the woo-woo side, but I also do love science, and I do believe in science, and herbs are science. But I just don't have like a science mind. Math and things like that are really hard for me. So anytime I need something, like anything in that area, I turn to Santana. I'm like, hey, will you read this article? Will you Google this for me? Will you find some information on this for me? But if you got feelings,
Yeah.
I got you.
You
Got you. I got you on your
You do.
feelings. And help you figure those out.
Okay, so our video so far is at 23 minutes.
Okay,
We probably want to wrap it up.
that's fine.
I
I get it. Shush.
We don't want to talk everything
Girl talks too much.
at once.
I talk a lot.
So, we'll probably do like a series of different videos.
Yep.
I'm thinking that we do videos continuing on our story
Mhm.
and the things we're going through,
Mhm.
but then also we can do videos irrespective of that
Mhm.
with people,
Yes.
you know, and talk to them. And we can do videos covering topics that you guys want us to talk about. If you have questions, or whatnot, we can talk about them.
Yeah, I'm down to talk about all the things.
All right.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.